Searchy doesn't really have sort of custom code sections that you can use. I mean, you can make certain sections and they have a certain template for it, but this is the best way to add it. So here we have a hub. And you can see down here, I have Video Ask right here. So in that Searchy Hub, we can use something called the Google Tag Manager to be able to have a third-party tool like this Video Ask, or other people have used something like Help Scout or User Guiding to do their onboarding. And you can do this in a Google Tag Manager. So again, this one's pretty techy. I'm going to try and break it down as simple as possible, starting with what in the world is Google Tag Manager. So it's a way that you can put code on this Google Tag Manager and have it reflect on your site without embedding the code on the site. So Google kind of becomes a container to hold the code for on your website. And the advantage of this, and a lot of times people use this for their Google Analytics code, for any SEO type tracking codes, because the more code that you typically add to a site, especially like a WordPress site, it can slow your site down. So using Google Tag Manager, Google kind of acts as a intermediary container to hold the code, but it's reflected on your site, but it doesn't slow it down. Just like Google always does. This is free. You all have access to this, especially if you have Google Analytics already set up. You can use it really very easily. So let me show you. I'm going to show you the steps that I used. So you can start with they call it a container name under an account. I went ahead for my own purposes. I created a separate account from my Kajabi site and I called it a Searchy Hub. So I created an account named Searchy Hub. And then within that account, I created a container. And in my case, the container is an individual Searchy Hub. So my plan is, as I add Searchy Hubs, each one is going to be a separate container, because there would probably be, in using Video Ask as an example, different Video Ask for each one. So what I did is I created this container, and it is the Searchy Hub account, membership tech hub, and I can show you real quick. Let's create a new container. So I'm going to create a new container and call that container. And what you want to do is you want to say it's for the web. Now, it immediately gives you this code, and you might be tempted, as I was, to go, oh, this is the code that I need to put in Searchy, but it's not. So we're just going to say okay and skip that. Let me just jump back because I don't want to get too confusing. Let's go over to the Membership Tech Hub one so I can show you from here. So once that was done, this is what's important. If you can see where I'm slowly circling my cursor, is GTM W8L blah, blah, blah. So that's what's important. That is what we need. So now from this standpoint, then we needed to go ahead and make sure that we create that tag. So I created that tag. This was the configuration. And this was the other important part, is the trigger that we want to set up. And the trigger that I added, I'll remove it, and then I'm going to go back and re-add it, is all pages, and then click add and save. Okay, now remember, this code up here is the important part. And I went back to Searchy. I went to where I customized my hub. This is the top level of my hub. I clicked on tracking, Google Tag Manager, and I pasted that container ID into this box, scrolled down, and I saved it. It's already saved, so there's no save button. So I saved it. Then I went back to Google Tag Manager. I click submit and publish. And then it just asks you a version description, because if you change something all along, as of July 1st, 2021, I updated this. I might want to put it in here. July 1, 2021 update. I updated it because X. In most cases, you're just going to say continue, and it's going to say I'm publishing your version. And that then is what displayed the video ask on the Searchy Hub.